Yeah. Now, I understand a lot of people, some people despised the show, while, yes, it did have its fair share of problems, like breaking fourth wall and, quote, too kid-friendly. But in my opinion, at least Ultimate Spider-Man is Lord's better than Marvel Spider-Man, for one reason: shading. Marvel Spider-Man doesn't even have shading. The real reason this show is hated is because it doesn't have shading. Look at this. Even the other Marvel cartoons don't have shading. And yes, they've got bad reviews as well. Well, in my opinion, I think Ultimate Spider-Man, at least it's better than Marvel Spider-Man. And hey, in this version, at least Captain America looks Lord's better than that other Marvel cartoon excuse we got during Marvel Spider-Man. This is him in Avengers Assemble. Look how a little bit thick he looks. Or wide, as you would say it. This is him in Ultimate Spider-Man. I think he looks better in Ultimate Spider-Man. At least that Wolverine. Alright, let's go back to today's topic. While a lot of people, while a tiny bit of people despise Ultimate Spider-Man, and as the series, and so on and so forth, but did you know there was gonna be a Ultimate Spider-Man TV series back in the 2000s? That's right, youngsters. Earlier in 2000, ever since like the old Marvel movies were lacking the whole comic book theme, like not all of them, but most of them, Marvel decided to like share all the character rights and like separate them into different companies. For example, Hulk went to Universal Studios, of course. Fantastic Four and the X-Men were owned by Fox. And the rest of the MCU films were originally made by Paramount Studios, aka the same ones that made the Transformers movies. And of course, Spider-Man was owned by Sony. During the 2000s, Sony was already making a film called Spider-Man 2002, and the game Spider-Man PlayStation was released during that time. But most importantly, during that time, we were getting Ultimate Spider-Man, which is actually the MCU before the MCU. Basically, it's the same thing as the MCU, like how Captain America doesn't have the wings on his hat, Thor had a big ass axe, and other stuff. Maybe that's where the MCU got the whole thing from, and including Iron Man's armor. Which, surprisingly, it was used in Homecoming again, and I'm not gonna lie, Homecoming did an absolute good job of ripping this armor and bringing it to life. Basically, that's what they did with The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Something tells me Ultimate Spider-Man Homecoming might be based on Ultimate Spider-Man, like as in the TV series or something else. But let's move on. So after Spider-Man Unlimited left us in a huge cliffhanger, which upsetted a lot of fans. Not even joking, Spider-Man has at least the worst cliffhanger endings ever. And this final episode, Destiny Unleashed, had the saddest cliffhanger ending ever. Yep. That was it. That was the final episode. We never got a season 2. And of course, that was our cliffhanger. And you can blame Avery Amt for that. On the bright side of that show, I do love the classic suit, how it has a tiny bit of blue and a little bit of yellow. And I was gonna work on another face mask featuring the same thing, but it's Marvel vs. Capcom, like sticking to the 80s classic. But it got cancelled. But I could order it for you guys and get it anyway. But we're going to talk about that at a later date. So after that cancellation and that very sad cliffhanger, during the events of Spider-Man 2002's development, we were getting a lot of crazy ideas from Sony. Here it is. The cancelled concept art of Ultimate Spider-Man. So, by the looks of it, it looks like it was going to actually look like the Sam Raimi version. Like, as you can see here, the back of the logo, and the front of it a tiny bit. And also, a little bit of the eyes was going to look a little bit Sam Raimi style. Like, Not even joking. That almost looks exactly like Sam Raimi. And see how, like, the suit is a little more bluish purple. And by the looks of it, I think this looks pretty cool. Peter Parker was gonna originally look like exactly like the comic book version. And by the looks of it, just imagine this show. Imagine if we got this back into 2000. That would be very, very awesome and crazy at the same time. They had a whole bunch of plans. Dr. Octopus, Rhino, Daredevil, and the other awesome heroes, including Iron Man. And even we were going to get Wolverine in the series. How cool is that? Oh, wait a second. That was from the Hulk vs. concept art. Never mind. Although that movie was pretty cool too. But yeah, even if this show did come out, it would be on one of the anime TV shows back in the 2000s. Like, for example, For Kids Entertainment, or alternatively, WB Kids, or the other anime shows were these companies. Like, just imagine Spider-Man with these characters back in 2000, even if they made that show. All these concepts were very outstanding. But sadly, things don't come true a lot. Well, sort of during this time. So after Spider-Man 2's massive success, people are like, oh my god, that movie was amazing. Holy crap, the costumes were amazing. It was like a realistic comic come to life. And of course, the movie itself got a lot of good reviews. So after Spider-Man 2002 success, Sony was like, you know what, I have a better idea. Let's do a TV series based on the Sam Raimi film and the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. Pretty good move there. And basically, that's how we got Spider-Man the New Animated Series. Which was actually the god of my childhood and the best underrated Spider-Man film ever. It was dark, it had blood, and it had a lot of, like, just a tiny bit of darker, brutal death moments. So yeah, basically it was the one before Clone Wars. And oh man, if you saw the concept art earlier, then you know you're already excited for Season 2, which is a fan-made continuation of Spider-Man the New Animated Series. Oh man, I'm already excited for Season 2 fan-made already. They have their own YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Also, I helped them reach more subscribers, because during the beginning they were starting a little bit short, so this is what I did. They originally had 251 subscribers, so I did the helpful thing. Said, quote, someone is making a Spider-Man New Animated Series Season 2 fan series, and just like that, I got them more subscribers. You're welcome. So that was the tale and the story of the cancelled Ultimate Spider-Man TV series we were supposed to get. But hey, on the positive, tiny feedback, at least this show is better than Marvel Spider-Man. Just to get the truth out of my chest. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I might do a top 5 Spider-Man TV series from worst to best, now that I'm thinking about it. You know what? That's a good idea. Hope you guys liked this video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video, so peace out. Excelsior.